Welcome back to another episode of Rank It, Draft It, Bracket. I am your host, Josh, here with my good buddy, Derek, and we are back again. Derek, I'm calling this season three. It's been quite a
I like it.
quite a gap in between. But we're back again. We're going to do a really interesting draft today. You and I started talking about um, like childhood cartoons. And I think this is going to be really fun because that's not a conversation that you and I have really had a lot. So I don't know like what your favorite cartoon was to watch. I don't think we you have any idea, well maybe a little idea about what mine is, but um nonetheless, it'll be fun to go back and forth here. Again, we're going to do a draft and we'll start with you. You're going to go first and then I'll go second and have a snake wraparound pick. So I'll get two picks in a row, and then you'll get two picks in a row. But yeah, we're Derek. We're essentially the same same age, same generation of cartoons. So I'm definitely intrigued to see where this might go.
Yeah, I don't think there was a Star Wars one during our childhood, so
No,
that's
no.
not going to be a top pick here. Otherwise, I'm not really sure where you're going with it, so
Yeah,
it'll be fun to see.
yeah. I'm a massive Star Wars fan. The Clone Wars animated, like the truly cartoon animated Clone Wars series came out, I think, in like 2003. And I was not watching it at that time though, so was not is not on my big board to pick. So no, yeah, no Star Wars for me. No token Star Wars for me. But Derek, let's just get right into it, I guess. So
Sure.
again, we tried to keep this our childhood cartoons. You and I asked about, I think I asked you about like Family Guy and South Park, stuff like that. And that's obviously not like what I was watching as a young boy growing up in the
Right.
90s, and so we're gonna leave those ones off. But Derek, go ahead and start us off with your first pick.
All right. This I'm gonna go with, I think, just as one of the ones that popped into my head first. Definitely one of my favorites. And quite a bit of quality actually associated, I feel like, with the show. Um, I believe it's a Steven Spielberg product with Pinky and the Brain.
Pinky and the Brain. Okay, yeah,
Love
very
that,
good.
love that cartoon.
I I so I was had to remind myself this earlier today again when I was kind of like doing whatever type of research I could do, and I know I thought Pinky and the Brain was kind of one of those like skit type things within Animaniacs, right? If you remember the show Animaniacs
Yep,
too,
yeah,
and I didn't realize they had their
it
own
split out
show.
also.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. So I was like, why is there two different shows of this? So no, Pinky and the Brain's a good one. That I mean, and to just bring it back in, uh, that was like the only reason I was watching Animaniacs ever was because I thought Pinky and the Brain were
yeah.
hilarious.
Most of
So
the other ones were not very good, but
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay, good, good. I don't know that I was gonna go Pinky and the Brain at all, even on this one. I just didn't watch it enough, to
yeah,
really
I
like
thought
it.
about trying to get into your head, but I was like, I was just gonna take number one on my board,
Yeah.
regardless, and kind of see where you go with these next two and adjust my strategy from there.
Well, I love what is left on the board here for me. I'm very happy. I was gonna get two of my top three anyways, and now I'm definitely gonna get my top two. And what I'm gonna go with in round one here, pick two, is Hey Arnold. That was
Okay.
one of, well, not one of, obviously, like my favorite show growing up. I loved Hey Arnold. Um Kid in school, my age seemed like had the coolest room ever. As
Was a
you
great
grow
room.
to be an adult, I realized like that room must have been a absolute sauna in the summer though, with the
God
skylight.
awful. Yeah.
No, but it was cool when I didn't have to think about that when I was a kid. So I just thought Arnold was way cool. He had a cool friend Gerald. They had their school, they had their stuff. Helga was low key like a really great character, like being in love with him, and then just a bully to him every chance she got. So, and then I thought the baseball like episode or scenes were really cool. They had that
So
little,
like the stick ball kind of,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I thought that was cool. So, okay, Hey Arnold is where I'm going. My first pick. I'm very happy with that, and I'm very happy to get this for my second pick because again, growing up as a boy in the '90s, early 2000s, I didn't play all of these sports and do all these things, but it was really cool to watch. And I'm going to go with Rocket Power.
Rocket power. Yep.
Watching them do all the extreme sports, and I think they're from probably LA is where it was, and Southern California. And so it was just cool to watch them do all these things, surf and skate. And I think there was even an episode where they had the like the mountain board or something, whatever it's called, right? You like strap your feet into it, and it's got like off road
Mhm.
wheels.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just loved all that stuff. I thought it was way cool.
Yeah, that was a great show. That was definitely pretty high on my board here.
So
Oh, let's
yeah, we're
see.
back to you now for two picks, Derek. You do get two picks here. So where are you going with this?
All right. I'm gonna go with I don't know if you were I believe it was One Saturday Morning or something like that. Uh I feel like ABC. I don't know if that's exactly where it was. I'm gonna go with Recess
Okay, good one, good one. Yep, I had that on my
for
board. I
my
did.
next pick here. Um then man. Gonna go with a classic. Not sure if this is one that was on your board among the classics, but Tom and Jerry.
It's a good one. Yep, it's a good one. Tom and Jerry was always like one of the. It's almost like a Friends when you're on, or like as a later in life, like it's just always on TBS.
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry was just always on Cartoon Network. Could always catch Tom and Jerry.
I
Uh,
feel like now I'll catch it in, in different places where they're showing stuff. I'm like, still like look up and watch and still, entertaining for a few minutes, So
very
it's got that
good.
longevity going for it.
No, yeah, I mean Tom and Jerry. I think again the date I saw today was like 1940 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very old,
Something
very old.
ridiculous. Yeah.
And that was, I mean, that's a good, topic. We asked each other today too. Again, like our childhood, growing up in like the '90s, essentially. Um, those types of shows, like Tom and Jerry, obviously debuted 50 years earlier than that, but it was something we watched as a kid. So why not? We're going to include this. Um, okay, I back to me for two picks, and I am looking at my board here. I got two Nickelodeon shows. I'm very happy with that. I think I'm going to go back to back here. Very happy with these two picks too. Um, I'm going to go. I'm going to shift over to superheroes because I'm a big comic book, big sci-fi, fantasy superhero nerd. I'm going to go with my third pick with Batman the animated series.
Okay.
Um, Still holds up today, known as like one of the best animated series of all time. Um, was definitely one of those like that's what I'm watching when I'm getting home from school. A lot of days, having a snack, sitting down watching Batman the animated series. I think on like the WB as well is when it was on, or whatever,
Sounds
WB
right.
61, something
Yeah.
like that. And so yeah, I'm very happy with that one. And then this one's more topical too, as well, with it just sort of being like rebooted by Disney, very very recently. But X-Men the animated series. I'm going with X-Men. I loved X-Men. I really liked watch same thing, get home from school, watch it.
Yeah.
And probably 2 or 3 years ago, I just was like, I'm just gonna rewatch them all on Disney Plus, and I did. And then again, I think literally maybe 2, 3 weeks ago, X-Men 97, I think it's called, just got kind of remastered, rebooted. But it's like a continuation. It's not like a whole new thing on Disney Plus. So I'm gonna have to dedicate some time to maybe watch that one and do that. But yeah, I'm happy to get my
Yeah.
two.
X-Men was a great pick. Definitely had that high on my board. I probably should have thought through a little bit more
That would have
knowing
been
you
like
and
low
some of
hanging fruit for
your
you, for me at least. You know that
uh
I love like the superheroes, right? So
yeah,
I was
I
definitely gonna
should
go
have
with
thought
that.
about that. Especially
Or
X-Men. That was one of my favorites. Especially I feel like in that first season, you get kind of like the Jean Grey Phoenix kind of
yeah,
kick off a few episodes in, and I always remember those episodes being super fun as a kid, and when those came back on. So
the theme music for me too is just like that classic, like
oh
dun, dun, dun. Yeah,
yeah.
that's part of it. So okay, back to you, Derek, for picks 4 and 5. Then you get two more here.
Oh man. All right. Well, I don't think you're taking another one here shortly, but I'm going to take Spider-Man just to
It's a good one.
ensure I get one because Spider-Man and X-Men were the two that I had on my board. I didn't really watch the Batman one for some
Mhm.
reason. Very much. Oh, let's see.
Yeah, Spider Man's a good pick. Out of those three, the three kind of superhero ones that we've talked about now, that was like surprisingly the least that I watched, or I watched that one the least as a kid. But I think that one still kind of holds up too. Like surprisingly, some of these animated like superhero series still are like really like you could get some entertainment watching them.
Yeah, definitely really good. Oh man, that one's been taken. All right, you have a lot of Nickelodeon. I don't know if you're going back there, uh, but all right, I think that I watched this one quite a bit. Let's just knock out Cat Dog.
Okay, good one.
Sometimes
Yeah,
was annoying. Mostly remember it as a pretty good cartoon. So we're gonna knock that off the board.
Cat Dog did not make my final big board. It was on my like next best though. I watched plenty of Cat Dog because my sister loved Cat Dog. So that
Yeah.
was her show, one of her shows at least, on there. And so plenty of Cat Dog watching. Um, again, one of those shows that like makes no sense. I mean, it didn't make any sense back then, but it makes even less sense as an adult now. But still, I mean, who the hell cares? Like, why not?
Right.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
get entertained by this. I don't need to know the physics and
Yeah.
how
I know that that
the
doesn't
yeah,
work.
I don't need to know why, but it was interesting. So side note, like Cat was kind of a dick, right? Like he was, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly, like
definitely
he
an
was
asshole.
okay,
Yeah.
good, yeah.
Which tracks?
Yeah,
Like,
sure,
not a cat owner, but
no, they're assholes for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. um wow, okay, I still have a lot of different directions I can go here. You mentioned Nickelodeon. I have two Nickelodeon shows. So do I want to add another right now? Do I want to go somewhere else? I'm gonna go with this. This is one of my favorite shows, as a kid. Even when I got into like teenage years, it was still on, and I still really enjoyed watching it. It had a lot of like great adult humor in it. And it's almost like just one of those like cult classic cartoons now too, and that's SpongeBob SquarePants. Um, I've never met someone who truly did not like SpongeBob SquarePants outside of like they think it's annoying because it's a kid show, right? Like if you actually watch it, like it's pretty hilarious even as an adult. Like there's some funny things going on, and the memes are nonstop. Like they're like just always giving with the memes
Yeah.
there.
Uh, Not on my board,
Okay.
just mostly an oversight. Uh, Someone I listened to or have talked to recently has mentioned like they feel like millennials are split into two groups. There's the SpongeBob millennials and the non-SpongeBob millennials. And I think we just figured out that we're
Yeah, we're
on either
split.
side of that line.
I That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, and I'm okay. I'm okay being a SpongeBob millennial. I like it.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
like it.
nothing wrong with it. Not judging for picking it. It's obviously
No.
ridiculously probably the most staying power, I feel like, of the 10 shows we picked so far, probably.
Well, I
Like,
mean, I think Tom and Jerry has probably got the staying power beat for that one
I
at
guess
least.
that's true
But
based on, yeah.
maybe second, definitely second. We'll see in 50 years if SpongeBob's still around, just like Tom and Jerry. Quick side note. I don't know why I always think about this when I think about Tom and Jerry, SpongeBob, but I think I've never verified this myself, but I think I've seen it on social media. Is that the address on SpongeBob's driver's license? When it shows his driver's license one episode, and his address in Bikini Bottom is the address to Epstein Island. Um, like again, this is like 20 years ago, right? When the show came out, and that episode would have came out. I kind of want to maybe verify that after we get done recording here, but I don't. That's the conspiracy theory. Is that
Quick Google search says it is not the case.
okay? I don't know where I heard that
Um,
then.
I mean, it says it's been on, uh, that has been a popular thing that they're obviously trying to disprove it here. So,
It must have been
um,
just one of those Photoshop things, like, hey, we're gonna catch you. Look at this. But okay, either way, I didn't expect this episode to go to Epstein Island, but here we
yeah,
are.
that's kind of an
Um,
interesting twist, but
okay, let's bring it back in. Well, the back half. We're on the back half of our draft here. I have my sixth pick here. Gotten a couple superheroes, three Nickelodeon shows. I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm pretty confident with this pick, and I'm happy with it. I'm gonna go with like really the only anime that I ever watched when I was younger. Um, I really wanted to go with like Dragon Ball Z here, but I unfortunately did not watch it when I was younger. Um, and really the only one I watch is Pokemon. So I'm gonna go with Pokemon here.
Okay.
Another wildly popular, talk about staying power as a franchise, but maybe similar to the SpongeBob pick. Like you liked it or you didn't, you watched it or you didn't type thing. So where do you stand in overall with Pokemon?
So big fan of Pokemon Game Boy game.
Yep,
Red, blue, yellow, mostly those three, I'd say. Uh, did not care for the show or the cards or most anything else in the universe, really.
got it, got it.
Um, Kind of just drew the line around the Game Boy game, and that was about it.
Sure. I think I have your Pokemon Silver that you loaned me like a decade ago
Oh,
still
interesting.
on Game Boy. Somewhere. It's somewhere in my house. So yeah, no, I was all about it when I was younger and had the cards, played the games. Are you a I think there's only one real right answer here, but what are you a what starter Pokemon would you go with?
Oh, 94% of the time with Charmander.
Good answer. We can keep doing the show. Okay. Okay, back to you, Derek. Pick 6 and 7 for you.
Oh, all right. I know a few of these. Like, I'm maybe one of like 12 people that like the show, so I'm going to leave these for like 9 or 10.
Sure.
Um, so I'm going to go with man. I go with Darkwing Duck.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah,
Uh,
I had that on my like forgotten section of
mhm.
shows. I loved that show. That's a great pick.
I feel like I tried to watch it semi recently on Disney Plus, and maybe just wasn't in the right mood. Like, didn't feel like it held up super well.
Mm, okay.
Um, but still, in the moment,
Yeah,
phenomenal show.
great
Um,
choice. Great choice. Is it I mean, and there was no that was like a it was like a duck Batman basically, right? He didn't have like
yeah,
superpowers or anything. Okay, good. That's what I thought. Yeah, no, that's a great pick. I really like
yeah. It's
that one.
basically what is it? Donald Duck,
Like a
Daffy
like
Duck,
another universe
whatever.
type thing.
Yeah, basically in another
I think
universe.
it was a
Like,
Disney show. Yeah, it would have been Donald,
yeah,
right? Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I like
I
that one.
was looking at Donald Duck because I was also considering if I want to double up it with ducks here.
Okay.
Um,
I like where that's going. I like where that's going.
we'll just do it. DuckTales.
Ducktail, fantastic show.
Uh,
Yeah, great song. Absolutely, I hear that
yeah,
too. Yeah, no, that's it. Those are two great picks. Um, I really struggled with whether I was going to include like have them be one of my targets or not. Yeah, no, I like both of those back and forth.
yeah. I didn't really want to double up on them, or probably back to back. But I think pretty good value in both of those. Where as far as what I loved at the time, and
Yeah,
stuff that I would still try to watch or consider watching now.
I
Definitely
might
was a big
have.
fan of the those guys.
Yeah, I might have maybe decided to steal Darkwing Duck with my like very last 10th pick. So I'm not sure where I'm going. I'm going to save that pick for something that I maybe off my board, but that would have been a good one. Um, back to back ducks, back to back to back animals for you.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I mean
okay,
almost exclusively if you
yeah, wait, spider. Yeah,
like
yeah,
Spider,
you could call.
just recessed
Yeah,
the one kept out
absolutely.
of it. So
Okay. So gosh, we're down to four picks left here for each of us. Why you have three, I have four. Okay, 7 and 8 back to back. I think I'm gonna go with another classic, or with not another with maybe my only classic, true classic um cartoon here. And again, this was from like I think the 60s when it came out and debuted, but had a lot of staying power. The franchise itself is super popular, and I again always was watching this after school, and that's Scooby Doo. I'm going to go with Scooby Doo for my seventh pick there.
The
Uh,
ultimate stranger danger, or
sure.
it's usually the people closer to you
Hmm.
kind of message.
Yeah, the message is, it's usually, yeah, usually the ones that are your buddies and around you that stab you in the back there. But yeah, no, Scooby Doo, good. I don't think I go wrong with Scooby Doo there. Nice classic, safe pick for number
Yeah,
7 for
for
me.
sure.
And now 8. Got a lot. I got a lot on the board still. I could go with here. I I'm not gonna I'm not gonna take this pick because I feel like I have two. I'm not gonna take the show here, but I wanted to bring it to attention because I did love it at one point. A little bit of an older show, Doug on Nickelodeon.
Okay.
Doug was like one of my first favorite Nickelodeon shows, and then once like the newer like Rocket Power and Hey Arnold started coming, I kind of threw it
Left
aside
him
there.
behind.
But I did want to give a shout out to Doug. I'm gonna get a Cartoon Network show here. Um, I love the show. Probably would not fly in today's day and age. If you went back and watched it, there's probably a lot of things I'd be like, yep, that's not gonna sit well in 2024. And that's Johnny Bravo.
Okay.
Gonna go with Johnny Bravo. Big mama's boy, big just dude was just like horny all the time. And just was trying to get laid. And I can't fault the man for, going after what he wants to go after. So Johnny Bravo, also like the hair, like the sunglasses, the muscle tee, had a really weird body, but again, it works when you're on Cartoon Network.
For sure. Now where I thought you were going when you first said Cartoon Network.
I had a couple other.
Um,
Two other Cartoon Network shows. I don't know that I'm going to go with them though.
okay. So let's see. I got three left here. Kind of just based on my feeling of the, dread when you brought up Cartoon Network. Then we go with Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Good one. Okay. Yeah, I like that one.
Uh, really stupid for the most part, but made me laugh. Like it's just funny.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, big time.
not much more I need to ask from a show from that standpoint.
No, no, not at all.
Ooh, all right, we're down to our final two.
Yeah.
Let's see, what do I want here? All right, I am going to throw out a show here. I'm going to say 0% chance it was on your list.
Okay.
Um, and I'm trying to just make sure I understand when this came out. Okay. There was also a non-animated TV series for this kind of around that time. Um, but I'm gonna go with The Tick.
Okay. Yeah. I did not have it on my list, but I remember the tick. Yeah, I do remember that one.
I always like that. I also like the Patrick Warburton as him in the real life show,
Yeah.
whatever we
Live
want to call that,
action. Yeah.
non-animated
Mhm.
live action. Um, so probably not really like a top 10 one growing up, but as I thought back to it, I was like, oh yeah, I really like that show. And so we're gonna give it an extra nod here
Okay.
um, for
Yeah,
the
that's
video.
that's I like the like, kind of out of left field pick with that one. Again, not one that I think most people would think of when they think of
Yeah.
like their childhood or favorite cartoons, but I do like that one a lot. Um okay, I'm down to my final two picks here. Um gosh, there's so many good ones still on the board that I would want to go with. So I initially was definitely going to take this show, but I don't feel like I can because I didn't watch it enough when I was younger, and it's the Avatar: The Last Airbender. Um,
Okay.
I watched it a little bit when it was on, mostly watched it maybe 4 years ago completely, and then they just have the new live action one on Netflix. But I feel not that anyone would know, but I feel guilty if I were to take that, not
You
truly
want to be
being,
true
yeah.
to
Mhm.
the nature of the video and
Yeah, absolutely. So I gotta come up with two others. Um, I'm gonna. I think I'm pretty confident with this one. For pick 9, and that is gonna be. Um, I'm gonna go. This might be sideways here. I'm gonna go with Aladdin. There was a cartoon
Okay,
on
I
Disney
do.
Channel, an Aladdin TV show after the all like you know a little known that Aladdin is a trilogy, right? Like there's three Aladdin movies.
The
Um,
40 Thieves or whatever,
that's the
something
yeah
like that, is
that's
it?
the third one I think, right? And
Yeah.
I don't know if the show came out after that one or in between some of the other, I have no idea. But I remember just watching it on Disney Channel quite a bit. Aladdin. So I'm gonna go with Aladdin at number 9. I doubt that was on your board either, but again, I just want to get the shows in there that I
I
wanted to
I
watch.
saw it when I came across my research. I did not put it down because I didn't really remember watching it,
Okay, okay.
or if I could differentiate it from any of the three movies.
Yeah, that's honestly good. I don't regret the pick, but you're absolutely right. What was that much different than the movies? Um, okay, my final pick here. I'm very good with very happy with this one. Very confident with this one. Um, I don't remember what the show was about. I just remember that I really liked watching it. Another one on Disney Channel, I believe, and that's Gargoyles. I
Yeah.
really liked Gargoyles when I was
I had
younger.
that heavy consideration for my last pick.
I knew I'm glad I took it. Then I knew I was going to save it probably till the end there. Maybe just the way that the order worked here back and forth, you and I, that I did get it then over you. So yeah, I just Gargoyle, another one of those shows. Maybe not as far reaching as the Tick, but one of those that's like I don't think people really remember that they liked it
Yeah,
or watched it. And I think again another one that's getting rebooted by Disney Plus here and remade or whatever. So we'll see how that is. So, but
it's a good
Derek,
one.
down to final pick for you. So take us home.
Okay. Question. So, celebrity deathmatch, animated, not childhood, like
Um,
the claymation kind of,
yeah,
does that
yeah,
count? Like, I was kind of thinking it didn't, but I wanted to bring it up here
sure.
just to ask the question.
I probably not probably I did not consider that at all. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
I didn't watch it a lot. I watched it occasionally when, my mom wasn't looking mostly. But
Right.
I don't know that I would consider that childhood
That's
type
fair. I mean,
shows as well.
completely understood. Like,
Yeah,
it does feel like it ventures into the scope of adolescence, adulthood, like,
a little
gore,
bit.
too much for, our pure childhood views we're looking at here. So,
Yeah, maybe a little
um,
bit. Yeah.
I'll take that one off the list then. Um, man, I remember really liking Street Sharks, but
Oh my
like
God, I'm so
don't
glad you brought that one up.
remember
I'm so glad you
anything
brought that one
about
up.
it.
Yep.
Like, but the core, like when someone says Street Sharks, I'm like, oh man, that was so fucking cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but because I don't remember anything about it, like I'm not gonna throw that out there.
I
Not to
had
get
it.
too
I
much
had it
into
as
like,
well on my forgotten list. Street Sharks. I'm so glad you brought that. I was going to bring it up if you weren't, so I'm glad you did.
okay, yeah, not to go too deep into honorable mentions just yet, but
Mhm.
um, man, so do I go? Freaking Inspector Gadget's been stuck in my head
Oh,
for the
that's a
last
good
like
one.
three
Yep,
picks.
that's a good one.
Um, but I'm going to go with another pseudo superhero here. One that I used to watch. I feel like it was on at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning every morning, on whatever channels I was watching at that point in time. But Captain Planet,
Okay, yeah,
we're gonna round it out with them. I watch that a lot. Kind of, I feel like every morning eating my cereal, getting ready for
good.
school. We're gonna do that.
That's a good one. Yeah, we have vastly different lists here, Derek. There was some crossover. It sounds like, but I really had no idea where you were going to go compared to where mine is, and I'm happy with my list. I'm sure you're happy with your
Oh
list. As
yeah.
I did like your Spider-Man pick, like I said, and yeah, Darkwing Duck. I'm still stuck on that one. That's a great pick. You mentioned like honorable mentions. Who do you have less left on your list that maybe the next best ones or a few that you had forgotten as well that you even like to watch before you kind of remember them today?
Uh, let's see. So I had Looney Tunes. I watched a lot of
Yep.
Looney Tunes,
Yep.
but after the Tom and Jerry pick, just didn't feel like taking another classic there.
Agree.
We talked about Animaniacs a little bit.
Hmm.
Again, didn't really want to like double up, and Dot and the other two were really not as good as
Yeah.
every other part of the show. So, um, let's see, Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego? That was another one, like a forgotten one,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Let's see. I wrote had Angry Beavers.
Yep. I had that
That
on
was
my
like in
one of mine.
consideration. I remember really liking that.
Yeah.
Um, and then I think the last two I'll mention here, uh, Magic School Bus almost got a vote just because of the, watching at school and
Yeah.
the different topics and stuff
Yep.
like that.
The
Um,
educational aspect of it was good.
yeah,
Yeah.
the all the memes about, oh hey, we're going up Tommy's ass again or whatever, like that kind of pushed me off to not, choosing that.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, God. Oh yeah, that's great. Those are fantastic.
and then Pink Panther was another like kind of old
Okay,
one
yeah.
that I had written down.
I'm not gonna be able to get over the thing. The Magic School Bus. Yeah, no, that's good. I had Angry Beavers written down, Looney Tunes. Same thing for Scooby Doo. Looney Tunes is probably would if I didn't take Scooby Doo as my classic, that would have been my other one.
Yeah.
Um, One that I really really wanted to take, but I feel like I watched these truly when I was like 4, 5, maybe 6 years old, like really really young. Was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Transformers.
I did have
Um,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles written down. Yeah,
yeah, I was all about the Ninja Turtles when I was young, and again, just didn't feel like they had the staying power through my childhood enough at the show at least.
that's
I
fair.
mentioned Doug, mentioned Airbender, Rugrats again, just a kind of one of those classic Nickelodeon
Yeah,
shows. I think just didn't feel like I wanted to take it, but I did have that one written down. Did you watch Rocco's Modern Life, Derek, at all? That was another one
sometimes
that
I
I
didn't.
yeah.
I remember watching it. I remember a lot of times like feeling like I wish something better was on,
Okay,
but I'll watch Rocko's Modern Life until
that
the
makes
next
sense.
show comes on or until,
Yeah,
so
makes
that's kind of,
sense.
I didn't love it.
Um, last shows that I wanted to bring up, then we can wrap up. You said Street Sharks already. Um, I think they had like a partnership with McDonald's or something at one point. In the Happy Meals, they were given like Street
Well,
Sharks
no,
toys.
yeah,
I swear I had like a couple Street Sharks action figures. And I guess the last one I'll say, which I completely forgot until literally a handful of hours ago. Um, did you watch or were you aware of the Mighty Ducks animated cartoon? And they were like a there was like a crime fighting squad of
wow,
ducks.
no, zero
Yeah,
awareness of that.
I completely forgot about it. Saw it today, and I was like, I remember watching that show. Kind of like a Darkwing Duck type of like
Yeah,
throw like back remembrance for me. So yeah, those are the ones I had. As like I wanted to bring up. Oh, Powerpuff Girls. Forgot about Powerpuff Girls too. That was one of like my just randomly like my sister would like to watch it, and I was like, hey,
yeah.
this is kind of fun to watch. Why not? Mojo Jojo was really cool. As a villain. So yeah, a lot of good cartoons, a lot of
It
good
was a
nostalgia
fun
here.
trip down memory lane here.
Absolutely. So thanks for watching. Put in the comments, what your favorite uh childhood cartoon was. If we missed one that you like, put it in there. Let us know which team essentially or list of shows that you like best, and let's go through those one more time. Derek, why don't you remind us of your 10 shows?
Yeah, I've got Pinky and the Brain, Recess, Tom and Jerry, Spider-Man. We've got Cat Dog, Darkwing Duck, DuckTales, Ed, and Eddie, The Tick, and Captain Planet.
You definitely went, against the animals. Those last few picks for sure had to
Yeah.
break up. And then my list is Hey Arnold, Rocket Power, Batman the animated series, X-Men the animated series, SpongeBob SquarePants, Pokemon, Scooby Doo, Johnny Bravo, Aladdin, and Gargoyles. So again, yeah, it was a lot of fun, Derek, doing this episode
Yeah,
here.
absolutely.
And again, thanks everybody for watching. Hit that like button if you liked the video. Subscribe would be great. Leave us a comment, and yeah, we'll catch you guys next time.